Welcome to LOVCADD. Here is easy to follow tutorials on Solidworks. Today in this Solidworks tutorial, we will create tool head of shaping machine. Here in this video, first we will create all the parts of tool head of shaper and then assemble them all in assembly section of Solidworks. Now I have drawings of tool head of shaping machine. You can take screenshot of these drawing for reference. So let's first see all the parts which we are going to create in this tutorial. The parts are vertical slide, screw rod, grab screw, spacer bush, round key, back plate, adjustable strip, handlebar, nut, swivel plate, drag plate, washer, clamping screw, swivel screw pin, pivot pin, handle, tool holder, tool fixing screw. Finally, let's start with the very first part, that is vertical slide. So for this, in SolidWorks, go to new, select part, OK. Now for vertical slide, start from the top plane, go to sketch, select line and create one rough sketch like this. This sketch is given in the drawing. Maintain all the relations and this line to this. Now select 3-point arc. Create one arc from these 2 points like this. Now press Ctrl and select the center point of this arc and the origin and add relation coincident. OK. Now for dimension, go to Smart Dimension. First, this is of 20 mm distance. This distance is of 40 mm. This is of 50. The whole length is of 100. This arc is again 100. Angle between these two lines is of 65. Again this is 65. This distance is of 35. Now this is of 40. So I have given all the dimension 40, 35, 65, 65, 20, 40, 50 and 100. OK. Now again press Ctrl and select these two lines and give relation collinear. OK. So we have done with the sketch. Now go to features, select extrude boss base and extrude this up to 240 mm. Now select this surface, right click, go to sketch. Now select convert entities and copy these two lines. Now select 3-point arc and create two 3-point arc. First one on the top, the second is in the bottom. Now go to Smart Dimension. The radius of this arc is of 115 mm. Again this is 115. Select the center point of this arc and the origin. This distance is of 150 mm. OK. Now press Ctrl and select these 2 points and give relation horizontal. Now again press Ctrl and select the midpoint of this arc and the origin and give relation coincident. OK. Next select trim entities and trim the extra entities like this. Next go to features, select extrude boss base. In from section select offset. Give offset of 20 mm. Change the direction. Now in direction 1 select blind. Give dimension 45 minus 20 mm. Change the direction. Click on OK. Now select the surface, go to sketch. In this, select convert entities and select these two entities. OK. So we have copied the sketches which we have to cut. So go to features, select extrude cut, select these two contours, the first one and the second one. In direction one, select through all, click on OK. So this is the final body we have. Next, select the surface, go to sketch, select a circle and create, maintaining this vertical relation like this. Now go to smart dimension. This distance is of 6 mm. The dia of this circle is of 30 mm. OK. Now select circle again, create one inside this circle, go to smart dimension and assign this circle dia as 16 mm. Now select line, start a line from this quadrant and end this line to this quadrant. Go to trim entities, trim this part of line. OK. Oh, sorry, there is a mistake. Just change this 6 mm to 9 mm. OK. Now go to features, select extrude boss base, change the direction and in direction one select blind, extrude up to 25 mm. OK. Next select this surface, sketch, select a rectangle, create one corner rectangle like this. Go to smart dimension, assign this length as 20 mm. This is of 30, same as the circle dia. OK. Go to features, select extrude cut and cut up to 3 mm. Done. Next, for the hole, select the surface, sketch, create two circles, maintaining this vertical relation. Go to smart dimension, assign the first circle dia as 16 mm. The second one is of 20. Distance between these two circles is of 88. This distance is of 35. OK. Go to features, select extrude cut. In direction one, select through all. Click on OK. So we have done the whole part. Now the last step. For this, click on this sketch one and see the 40 mm dimension side and click on the surface, right click and go to sketch. Now select circle, create one circle, go to smart dimension and assign the dia of this circle as 6 mm. Distance of this circle from the top is 13 mm. And this distance is of 9 mm. OK. Go to features, select extrude cut. In direction 1, select up to next. Click on OK. So we have created the hole. Now for rest 4 hole, go to linear pattern. In direction 1, select this. In feature and faces, select this hole. In this dimension section, select 50 mm, that is the span, and a number of patterns like 5. Click on OK. So we have done with the vertical slide. Now for material, go to material, right click, select edit material, assign material as plain carbon steel, click on apply, close this. So we have done the vertical slide. Now go to save as, name this as vertical slide, vertical slide, and save this. Now the next part is the screw rod. So for this, in SolidWorks, open new, select part, OK. Now start from the front plane. First select the center line. Create one horizontal center line from this origin, like this. Now select line and create one rough sketch as given in the drawing. Then we will add the dimensions. Okay. Now for dimension, go to smart dimension. First assign the dias of this screw rod. This is of 14 mm. This will be of 16. Again this is 14. This is 24. This is 16 again. This die is of 13. And the last one is of 10. Now for length, first this is of 16 mm. This is 6. This length is again 6 mm. This is 24. Now this is 11 mm. Now this distance is of 162 mm. Now the last this whole length is of 253 mm. Okay. Now let me adjust this dimension. This is 14, 16, 16, 24, 14, 6, 6 again, 16, 24, 11, 13, and the 10. Next, go to features, select revolve base bolt, click on yes, click on OK. So this is the basic of our part. Now for keyway of 1.5 mm, select this surface, go to sketch. Now select circle, create one circle on this quadrant like this. Go to smart dimension and assign this dia as 3 mm. OK. Go to features, select extrude cut and cut up to 12 mm. So we have done with the keyway. Next, select the surface, right click, go to sketch. Now we have to create this circle. For this, select convert entities, select this circle, click on OK. Now go to features, select helix and spiral. In define by section, select height and pitch. Height is 140 mm, pitch is 4 mm. Reverse the direction, Starting angle is 0 degrees and check on clockwise. Click on OK. Now go to top plane. Right click, select sketch. Now I'm going to create the profile. For this, select center point rectangle. Create one rectangle like this. Now go to smart dimension. Assign this length as 2 mm. Again this side is of 2 mm. Click on OK. Now go to add relation. Select the center point of this square and select this helix. Give relation pierce. Click on OK. Now exit the sketch. Next, in features, select sweep cut. In profile, select this profile. And in path, select this helix. Click on OK. So we have done with the thread. Hide this helix. Now for material, go to material, select edit material, and assign the material as plain carbon steel. Click on apply. Close this. Now go to save as. Name this as screw rod. SCREW. Click on save. Okay, close this. Now the next part is the spacer bush. So for this, in SolidWorks, go to new, select part. Okay. Now start from the front plane. Go to sketch. First select center line. Create one center line over this origin like this. Now select line and create a sketch as given in the drawing. Something like this. Now for dimension, go to smart dimension. This height is of 27. This dia is of 16 mm. Now this is of 25. Now the last is 21. Click on OK. Now go to features and use revolve base boss. So click on OK. So we have done the part. For material, right click on material and select plain carbon steel. Click on apply. Close this. Next, go to save as. Name this as spacer bush. Save this. Now the next part is round key. So for this, in SolidWorks, go to new, select part. OK. Start from the front plane. Go to sketch. Select one center line. Create one center line from this origin. This is horizontal. Now select line. Create one sketch like this. OK. Now for dimension, go to smart dimension. Assign this length as 10 mm. This length is of 1.5 mm. Now go to features. Select revolve base. Click on yes. Click OK. Now for material, right click on the material. Go to edit material. In this, select plain carbon steel. Click on apply. Close this. Now go to save as. Name this as round key. ROUNDKE1. Now save this. So done with the round key. Close this. Now the next part is the grub screw. So for this, in SolidWorks, open new, select part. OK. Now start from the front plane. Go to sketch. First select the center line. Create one center line from the origin. This must be vertical. Now select line. Create one rough sketch like this. OK. Now go to smart dimension and assign this distance as 15 mm. This radius is of 3 mm. Angle between these two lines is of 45 degrees. Okay. Now select chamfer. Assign dimension 0.5 mm. Place it over here. Okay. Adjust this. Next, go to features. Select revolve base boss. Click on yes. Click on OK. Now select this surface. Click on sketch. Select center point rectangle. Create one rectangle like this. Assign this length as 1 mm. OK. Now go to features. Select extrude cut and cut up to 1 mm. Done. Next, go to save. Name this as grab screw. And save this. Now the next part is the back plate. So for this, in Solidworks, go to new, select part, OK. Now start from the front plane, go to sketch. First select center line and create one vertical center line from this origin like this. Now select line and create one sketch like this. Okay. Now go to smart dimension and add the dimension. This length is of 64 mm. This is 22. Now this die is 100. And this is 155. Okay. Now go to features, select revolve base boss, click on yes. Okay. Now select front plane, sketch, select center line, create one on this origin. Now select line and again draw a sketch which is given in the diagram like this. Go to smart dimension. This is 1 mm. This angle is 65. This die is of 100. Now this is 70. Okay. Now select all this. Click on mirror entities to mirror this. Now this height is 22 mm. Okay. Go to features, select extrude cut. In direction 1, select through all both. Okay. So we have done with the bottom part. Now again select front plane. Go to sketch. Select circle and create one like this. Select line. Join the quadrants like this. Maintain all the relations. Now go to smart dimension. This distance is of 11 mm. This circle die is of 40. Okay. Now go to trim entities and trim this. Now in features, select extrude cut. Change the direction. Give an offset. Offset is of 155 divided by 2. minus 22. That is 55.55. In direction 1, select up to next. Okay. Next, select this surface. Go to sketch. Create one circle. Add dimension of 22 mm. Go to features. Select extrude cut. And in direction 1, select through all. Okay. Next, select this surface. Sketch. Create one circle. Assign the diameter as 45. Go to features, select extrude cut, and in direction 1 select blind and cut up to 42 mm. Okay. Now again select this side, sketch, create one circle on the same center, assign dimension 16 mm. Go to features, select extrude cut, in direction 1 select up to next. Okay. Now again select front plane, sketch, again select circle and create one on this same origin. Go to smart dimension and add dia as 28 mm. Okay. Now select line, join the quadrants with this figure. Select trim entities and trim the rest. Go to features, select extrude cut. In direction 1 select up to next. Okay. So this is the bottom view. Now the last part. Go to sketch over this surface. Select convert entities and select this circle. So now we have this circle. Next go to features, select curve. Here select helix and spiral. In defined by, select height and pitch. Make the pitch 4 mm. Reverse the direction. Starting angle should be 0 degree. And select counterclockwise. Okay. Now select reference geometry. Select plane. Click on this point. Okay. In second reference, select top plane. Okay. Now we have to create one sketch on this plane. So go to this plane, select sketch. In sketch, select corner rectangle. Create one rectangle like this. Go to smart dimension and assign the dimension. This is 2. Again this is 2 mm. Okay. Now go to add relation. Select this point and this point and this helix. Sorry. Select pierce. Okay. Next, go to features. Exit the sketch. Select sweep cut. In profile, select this square. And in path, select this helix. Click OK. So we have done with the thread also. Now hide this plane. Hide this helix. So this is what we have done. Now for material, go to edit material. Select cast carbon steel, click on apply, close this. Now go to save as. Here name it as backplate and save this. Next part of the shaping machine tool head is the adjustable strip. So for this, in SolidWorks, open new, select part, OK. Start from the front plane, go to sketch, select line, create one sketch like this, press Ctrl and select these two lines and give relation parallel. OK. Now go to Smart Dimension and assign the dimension between these two lines as 5 mm. Okay, now the angle between these two lines is of 65 degrees. Now the height is of 20 mm. Okay, now go to features, select extrude boss base. In direction 1, select mid plane and extrude up to 232 mm. Click OK. Now go to right plane, sketch, select circle, create one circle over this body. Go to Smart Dimension and assign the dia as 6 mm. Distance from this line is of 13 mm and this height is of 9 mm. Click OK. Go to features, select extrude cut and in direction select through all both. OK. Now go to linear pattern. In direction 1, select this direction. Make D1 as 50 mm and number of patterns would be 5. In features, select this extrude cut. OK. So we have done with the adjustable strip. Now go to edit material and assign the material as cast carbon steel. Click apply and close this. Now go to save as. Name this as adjustable ADJUSTABLE strip STRIP. Save this. Done. Now the next part is the handlebar. So for this, in SolidWorks, open new, select part, OK. Start from the front plane, go to sketch, first select center line and create one center line which passes through the origin. Now select circle and create 3 circles, first on the center, one on the right side and one on the left side. Now go to Smart Dimension and assign the dimension. This is of 25. This dia is of 30 and the last one is of 35 mm dia. Now the distance between these two points is of 45 mm. This distance is of 55 mm. OK. Now select line, create one line like this. Now go to Smart Dimension and assign this dia as 20. These all dimensions are given in the diagram. This dia is of 11 mm. Click OK. Now go to trim entities and trim the unwanted sketch as we are going to use revolve command after this. Okay. Now close this figure with line like this. Now go to feature, select revolve base boss, click OK. Next go to top plane, sketch, select one circle and create a circle of 13 mm dia. Go to smart dimension, assign the dimension as 13. Okay, now go to features, select extrude cut. In direction 1, select through all both. Okay, so we have done this. Now again go to top plane, sketch, again select a circle, create one circle at the center, assign the dimension as 15 mm, go to features, select extrude cut, in from section select offset and give an offset of 10 mm, in direction 1 select through all, now change the direction, click OK. Next again go to top plane, sketch, again create one circle, give dimension 18 mm, go to features, select extrude cut, now give an offset of 12 mm, select through all, change the direction, click OK. Now I'm going to mirror this. For this go to mirror from top plane, feature select this feature. Okay, now this distance is of 24 as given in the drawing. Now go to hole wizard, in this select this hole, in type select dove hole, in size select 10 mm dia, change the angle to 120 degrees, in end condition select blind and the depth is of 16 mm. Now in position select this face and search for the center point, click on the center point. Okay, next again go to top plane, sketch, select one circle, create circle on this quadrant, assign the dia of this circle as 3 mm. Okay, go to features, select extrude cut, change the direction and select through all in direction 1, click OK. So we have completed this. Just change the material, go to edit material and select plain carbon steel for this handlebar, apply and close this. Now go to save as, name it as handlebar BAR and save this. Now the next part is the M10 nut. So for this, in SolidWorks open new, select part, OK. Start from the top plane, go to sketch, create one circle on the origin like this. Now select polygon and create one polygon from origin like this. Okay, now go to smart dimension and add dimension of this circle as 10 mm. Make this distance as 12.5 mm. Now go to features, select extrude boss base and extrude up to 8 mm. Okay. Now sketch on this surface, select circle, create one circle, now go to feature, select extrude cut, Give draft angle as 60 degrees. Click on flip side to cut. Click OK. So we have done with the nut. Assign the material. Go to edit material. Select plain carbon steel. Click on apply. Close this. Now go to save as. Save it as nut M10. Click on save. Next part of the shaping machine tool head is the swivel plate. So for this, in SolidWorks, go to new, select part, OK. Now I'm going to start with the front plane. Go to sketch, select center line and create one center line from this origin like this. Now select line and create one line like this. Now select these two lines and click on mirror entities to mirror this line on the right side of this center line. Now select 3-point arc and create one arc on the top. Now again select 3-point arc and create one arc on the bottom like this. Now press Ctrl and select the center point of this arc and the origin and give relation vertical. OK. Now go to Smart Dimension and assign the distance between these two lines as 100 mm. Now the arc radius is of 115. Again this is of 115. Now this length is of 150. OK. Now go to features and select extrude boss base and extrude this up to 20 mm. OK. Now select this surface, sketch, select circle, create one circle like this. Now go to Smart Dimension. First select the center point of this arc and the center point of this circle and add dimension 35 mm. This dia is of 30 mm. Now go to features, select extrude cut and extrude cut up to 7 mm. OK. Now again select the surface, go to sketch, select circle, create one circle like this. Go to Smart Dimension and assign the dimension of this circle as 22 mm dia. Go to features, select extrude cut and cut in direction 1. Select through all. OK. Now select the surface, sketch. Now we have to create one slot. So I am going to select 3-point arc slot. Create one slot like this. Maintain the horizontal relation of this arc. OK. Now press Ctrl, select this center point and the origin and give relation vertical. OK. Now for dimension, go to Smart Dimension. First assign this dimension as 72. This radius will be of 8. This slot radius is of 88. This distance is of 27. OK, now go to features, select extrude cut. In direction 1, select through all. OK. So we have done with the slot. Now again select the surface, go to sketch. First create one center line from this center point of circle. Now select corner rectangle and create one rectangle like this. Now go to convert entities and copy this curve. Now select trim entities and trim the extra sketches. Next, go to smart dimension and assign this dimension. So this is of 17 mm. Distance from this center point to this line is of 90. Okay. Now select the center line and this diagram and click on mirror entities. Now go to features, select extrude boss base, select these contours, and in direction 1 select blind and extrude up to 30 mm. Okay. Now sketch on this surface, select circle, create one circle on the surface like this. Go to smart dimension. This distance is of 16 mm and this height is of 14 mm. The die is again 14. Click OK. Exit the sketch. Now go to this surface, right click, go to sketch, create another circle on the same center point, go to smart dimension and assign the dia as 12 mm. Okay. Now again exit this sketch. Now go to features and select loft cut. First select this profile. Next select this one. Now I'm going to change this. Okay. Click on OK. So we have created the hole. Now for material, right click on edit material and select edit material. In this, select plain carbon steel. Click apply, close this. So we have done with the swell plate. Now go to save as. Name this as swell, SWIVEL plate, PLATE. Save this. Now the next part is the drag plate. So for this, in SolidWorks, go to new, select part, OK. Start from the front plane, go to sketch. First select center point rectangle and create on the origin like this. Now go to smart dimension, assign this length as 90 mm. Now this is of 30 mm. Next select fillet, give dimension 15 mm and apply to this corner. Okay, now go to features, select extrude boss base. In direction 1 select mid plane and extrude up to 66 mm. Okay. Next again select this surface, go to sketch, select 3-point arc and create one arc like this. Now go to convert entities and select these 3 lines and copy these lines. Now go to add relation, select the center point of this line and the center point of this arc and give relation coincident. Okay. Next select trim entities, trim this extra part. Next go to features, select extrude cut. In direction 1 select through all and in contours select these 2 contours, click OK. Next select this surface go to sketch, select circle and create one circle over here like this. Now for dimension, go to smart dimension. This distance is of 55 mm and the dia of this circle is of 33 mm. Next, go to features, select extrude cut and cut up to 17 mm. Okay. Now select this surface, go to sketch, again select circle and in same center point create one circle and assign the dimension as 45 mm. Go to features, select extrude cut, in direction 1 select through all. Okay. Next, make this normal. Now select this surface, go to sketch, first create one circle like this. Now go to smart dimension and assign the dimension between these two points as 15 mm and the distance from this line is of 14 mm. This circle dia is of 14. Okay. Now exit this. Next, again select this surface, sketch, create one circle like this, go to smart dimension and assign this dia as 12 mm. Okay. Now go to features, exit the sketch, in features select loft cut, first select this and then this and click on OK. So we have created the hole also. Now in material, go to edit material and select plain carbon steel, click on apply, close this. Next go to save as and save this as drag plate, DRAGPLATE. Okay. Now the next part is the clamping screw. So for this, in SolidWorks go to new, select part. Okay. Now start from the top plane, go to sketch. Now select center point rectangle and create one on the origin. Now for dimension, go to smart dimension and assign the length like 16 mm. Again this is 16 mm. Now go to features and select extrude boss base. You have to extrude it up to 16 mm. Again. Now select the surface, go to sketch, select circle and create one circle of the same length. Now go to features, select extrude cut. In this select flip side to cut and in draft give angle 60 degrees. Okay. Again repeat the process. Go to this surface, sketch, select circle, create one circle like this. Go to features, select extrude cut, click on flip side to cut. In draft angle select 60 degrees. Okay. Now select front plane, go to sketch, first select center line and create one center line from this origin. Select line and create one sketch like this. Okay. Now for dimension, go to smart dimension Assign this dia as 14.5 mm. This is 25 and this dia is of 16. Now this length is 9 mm. Adjust this. Now again go to Smart Dimension. Assign this length as 5 mm. Again adjust the sketch. Again go to Smart Dimension and this last dimension is of 45 mm. Okay. Now adjust this center line. Now go to Features, select Revolve Base Boss. Click on Yes. Okay. So we have created the clamping screw. Just go to Material and Edit Material. Change this material to plain carbon steel. Click on Apply. Close this. Now go to Save As. Name this part as clamping screw. Save this. Done. Now the next part is the swivel screw pin. So for this, in SolidWorks, go to New, select Part, OK. Now first start with the front plane, go to Sketch, select center line and create one center line from origin like this. Now select line and create a sketch of swivel screw pin as given in the drawing. Okay, now for dimension, go to Smart Dimension. This length is of 38. This is 2 mm. This is 13 mm. This one is of 6 mm. Now for dia, select this center line and this line and make this 20. This one is of 22. This is 30. And this last one is of 19. So we are ready with the sketch. 30, 22, 19, 20. Once you have to check this dimension, go to Features, select Revolve Base Boss, click on Yes. OK. So this is the body we have created. Now select the surface, go to Sketch, select center point rectangle and create one over the origin like this. Go to Smart Dimension and assign this length as 2.5 mm. Go to Features, select Extrude Cut and cut up to 3.5 mm. Okay. So we have done with the swivel screw pin. To assign material, go to Material, Edit Material, select Plain Carbon Steel and click on Apply. Close this. Next go to Save As. Name this as Swivel, SWIVEL, screw, SCREW, pin. Okay, done. Now the next part is the pivot pin. So for this, in SolidWorks, go to New, select Part, OK. So start with the front plane, go to Sketch, select center line and create one center line over this origin like this. Now select line and create a sketch of pivot pin which we have to revolve. So this is taper. Go to smart dimension and assign the length. This is of 6 mm. This is 7. Now distance between these two line is of 110 mm. Okay. Adjust this center point. Now go to features, select revolve base boss, click on yes. Okay. Now for material, go to edit material and select plain carbon steel. For this pivot pin, click on apply, close this. So we have done the pivot pin. Now go to save as, name this as pivot pin, Pivote pin. Now the next part is the 5 mm thick washer. So for this, in SolidWorks, click on new, select part, OK. Start from the front plane, go to sketch, select circle and create two concentric circles like this. Go to smart dimension and assign the outer dia as 35 mm, inner is of 16 mm. Go to features, select extrude boss base and extrude up to 5 mm. OK. For material, go to edit material, select plain carbon steel, apply this, close. Now go to save as, name this as washer 5. Save this. Again we have to create the washer of 10 mm thickness. So for this, in SolidWorks, go to new, select part, OK. Select front plane, go to sketch, select circle and create two circles on the same center like this. Now go to smart dimension, the outer die is of 63 and the inner is of 33. Go to features, select extrude boss base and extrude up to 10 mm. OK. For material, go to edit material, select plain carbon steel, click on apply, close this. Now go to save as and save this as washer 10. OK. Now the next part is the handle. So for this, in SolidWorks, go to new, select part, OK. Start from the front plane, go to sketch. First create one center line like this. It should pass through the origin. Now select 3-point arc, create one small arc here like this. Again click on this point and make another arc. Again click on this end and this is the arc we have to create. Now select line, create one small line. Now the last arc should be like this. Now select line and complete this sketch. OK. Now for relation, press Ctrl and select these two curves, view relation tangent. OK. Again select these two curves by pressing Ctrl and click on tangent. OK. Adjust this. Now for dimension, go to smart dimension. This die is of 25 mm. This is of 10. This is 20. Okay, let me adjust this sketch. Now again select Smart Dimension. This radius should be 6 mm. This is of 28. Again this is 28. This is 2. This distance is of 4. Now this dia is of 10. This is 16. This is 15. This radius is of 11. Now the last distance is 72. Okay, so we have done with the dimension part. This is 6. This height is 25. This is 28. 28, 10. This is 10. This is 20. 16. 11, 2, 4. Okay, we have done with the dimension. Now go to features, select revolve base boss, click on yes. Okay, so our handle is done. For material, go to edit material, select plain carbon steel, click on apply, close this. Now go to save as, name this as handle, save it. Next part is the tool holder. So for this, in SolidWorks, go to new, select part, OK. Now start from the front plane, go to sketch. First create one center line from this origin. This is horizontal. Now select line and create sketch for tool holder like this. Okay. Now for dimension, go to Smart Dimension. Assign this length as 11 mm. Now this is 25. Now this length is of 98. Okay. Let me adjust this center line. Again go to Smart Dimension and assign the dia. So this is of 45. This dia is of 33. Again this is 25. So we have done with the dimension 25, 33, 45. Okay. Go to features, select revolve base boss, click on yes. Okay. Next go to front plane, sketch, create one straight slot like this. Maintain the horizontal relation. Go to Smart Dimension. This distance is of 26. Now this is of 30. Okay. Now this radius is of 9 mm. Done. Now go to features, select extrude cut. In direction 1, select through all both. Okay. Now select fillet, add dimension 2 mm, apply on this edge. Okay. Now select this surface, sketch, create one circle like this. Go to Smart Dimension and assign the dia as 16 mm. Go to features, select extrude cut. In direction 1, select up to next. OK. So we have created this. Now in material, go to edit material, assign plain carbon steel, click on apply, close this. So we have done with the tool holder. Go to save as, name this as tool holder, HOLDER, save this. Now the last part is the tool fixing screw. So for this, in SolidWorks, go to new, select part, OK. Start from the top plane, go to sketch, select center point rectangle and create one on origin like this. Go to smart dimension, assign the dimension, this is of 16 mm, this length is 16 again. Go to features, select extrude boss base and extrude up to 16 mm. OK. Now sketch on this surface, select circle, create one circle of the same dimension like this. Go to features, select extrude cut, select flip side to cut. In draft angle, select 60 degrees. OK. Again repeat the process for this side. Select this surface, sketch, create one circle of same dimension. Go to features, select extrude cut, give draft angle 60 degrees and check flip side to cut. OK. Now select front plane, sketch, select center line, create one center line from this origin, select line and create one sketch like this. OK. Now for dimension, go to smart dimension. First select this edge and the last one and give dimension of 86 mm. OK. Let me adjust this center line. Again go to smart dimension and add all the dimension. So the first one is 3. This is 3 mm. Now this is 55. This is 10. So 10, 55, 3, 86. Okay. Now for dia, select this center line, select this line. This is of 14.5. Now this one is of 27. This is 16. And the last one is of 14. Okay. Go to features, select revolve base boss, click on yes. Done. Next select fillet, add dimension 3 mm and select this edge. Okay. So we have done with the tool fixing screw. To assign material, go to material, click on edit material. In this, select the cast carbon steel, click on apply, close this. So this is done. Go to save as, name this part as tool fixing screw, save this. Now it's time to assemble all the parts of tool head shaping machine in the assembly section of SolidWorks. So for this, in SolidWorks, open new, select assembly, click on OK. Now from these parts of shaping machine, first bring the vertical slide on the screen. For this, select the vertical slide, click on open. place it on screen. Next, go to insert component and bring the adjustable strip on the screen. Now to mate this two part, select mate option. First I am selecting this surface of the adjustable strip and this surface of the vertical slide. Click on OK. Check the alignments. Okay, it looks good. Now select this surface of the vertical slide and this surface of the strip. Click on OK. Select these two surfaces and click on OK. Close the mate. So we have done the first mate of these two parts. Now for next, go to insert component. Select the back plate and the screw rod. Click on open. Place it on screen. Okay. Now go to mate. Now I'm selecting the outer surface of this thread and again the outer surface of this thread on the back plate. Okay. Check the alignments and click on OK. Bring this out. Next I am going to do the mechanical mate. For this, go to mechanical option and select the screw. First select this outer surface of the screw and the outer surface of this thread. Okay, you can see this symbol which represent there is a relation of screw between these two parts. Click on OK. Okay. Now go to mate again. Select this circle of the vertical slide and the circle of this screw rod. Check the alignment. So we have to flip this arrangement. For this, click on the flip mate. Click on OK. Next, select this surface and this surface. Again, flip the arrangement. Click on OK. Now close this mate option. Now we have done the assembly of this back plate, but we have to put the limits to this length. For this, just go to mate option. Select this surface and this surface and go to advanced mate. Select this option, that is distance. In the maximum distance, add 60 mm. In the minimum distance, add minus 25 mm. Click on OK. Close the mate option. So let's check the movement. It's working fine. Now again go to insert component. This time bring the swivel plate and the swivel screw pin on the screen. Okay. Now again go to mate option. Select this circle of the swivel pin and this circle of the swivel plate. Flip the arrangement. Click on OK. Looks nice. Next, select this hole on the vertical slide and this surface of the swell pin. Made this. Next, select this surface and this surface. Click on OK. So check the movement. It works well. Click close the mate. Next, go to insert component and bring the clamping screw, the 5 mm washer. Okay, open this first. Now to mate these two parts, just go to mate, select this circle and this circle, flip the orientation. Okay. Now click on this outer surface and this hole, reverse, click on OK. So this looks fine. Now in mechanical mate, select slot option. Select this outer surface of the clamping screw and this slot of the swivel plate. Click on OK. Now go to standard mate and select these two surfaces. Click on OK. Close this mate. So you can see this movement is restricted. Okay. Next, for the handle, just go to insert component and bring the spacer bolts, the handlebar and handle. Also bring the M10 nut, the round key. Okay, we are going to assemble these. So click on open, place it on screen. Next, go to mate. First select this surface of the screw rod and this inner surface of the bus. Click on OK. Now select these two surfaces. Okay. Next, to add the handle, click on this inner surface of handlebar and this surface. Okay. Now last, select this and the lower portion of this handlebar. Click on OK. Now to align this slots, to align these two slots, click on the surfaces of the slots, the first one and the second one. Click on OK. Now for round key, select this surface and select this surface of the handlebar. Click on OK. Select this cylindrical surface of the round key and this surface of the slot. Click on OK. Next, for the nut, select this inner surface and the outer surface of this screw rod. Okay. Next, select this lower portion of the nut and this surface of the handlebar. Click on OK. Now to add handle, select this outer surface and this inner surface of this handlebar. Flip the orientation. OK. Last is this mate. OK. We have done the handle one. Check the movements, the handle. Now close this mate option. Next, go to insert component. Now select the drag plate and the pivot pin. Click on open. Place it on screen. OK. Now go to mate option. Check the alignment. Accordingly, select this part circle of the drag plate and this swivel plate. OK, flip the orientation. Click on OK. Next, select this circle on the swivel plate and this circle of the pivot pin. Click on OK. Next, select these two surfaces. Done. So check the motion. OK. Now again go to insert component. This time bring the tool holder, the 10 mm washer and the tool fixing screw. Click on open. Place it on screen. Now go to mate option. Open this up. Now first select this circle of the drag plate and this circle of the tool holder. Okay, click on OK. Next select this circle of the washer. Flip the orientation. Click on OK. Now to assemble the tool fixing screw, select this cylindrical portion of this screw and the inner portion of this holder. OK. Now select these two surfaces. Click on OK. Now the last part of this shaping machine. For this, go to insert component. Select the grub screw. Place it on screen. Go to mate option. Select this portion of this screw and the inner portion of this. Flip the orientation. Click on OK. Next, select this outer surface and this surface. Click on OK. Now to copy this component on all holes, just go to linear component pattern. In direction 1, select this direction. In component 2B pattern, select this screw. In number of patterns, select 5. In distance, select 50. Click on OK. Done. Next, we have to color this. For this, simply go to Edit Appearance. these in yellow color. Okay, again go to edit appearance. Now select this one, make this a red. Okay, again go to edit appearance, color this part with making this blue. So we have completed this shaping machine. Go to save as, name this assembly as shaping machine. Save this. You can also check the movement. First is this one, this one, and this part is used to hold the tool. Okay. Now I hope you all will like this video on tool head of shaping machine. If you have any query, go ahead to the comment section and also share and subscribe us for more projects. Press bell icon for update. Thank you. This is Mrityunjay Kumar signing off.